Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, I haven't been urged to do this because, as a human being, I have my own rights, I have my own views, I have my own say. I am not one of these sheep who believe that the government or some other type of people say this is correct, this is what you will believe. I have been, in the past 24 hours, thinking in my head a little theory of mine. I'll move a little bit more so people don't think I'm a weirdo. That, as everybody in our country and as it goes worldwide nowadays, today knows, recently, in the past, well, from me recording this, 6 days ago there was a terrorist attack in Manchester in England, and thinking on that, and I should probably mention that my condolences and my regret and sorrow to the families of those injured and or murdered. That I do see a few connections between nowadays Britain and America, our special ally as it would go, because personally I don't believe that. I've never believed that from as long as I can remember. As far as I remember it, we were told by our American American friends, we are to do as we're told. They wish to do something, we are to back them 100% of the way. But anyways, I've been doing a bit of thinking in the past 24 hours on the mirroring and the parallels of recent events, not just Manchester, but also in March, Westminster, that politicians seem to somehow know it all, even when it seems that it's before anyone else seems to even gather that information. But the mirroring and the parallels that I speak of is Hitler's rise to power. One act, the Reichstag building in, I believe, Munich or Berlin, at the start of Hitler's rise to power, was torched, was set on fire and burnt, and like nowadays, it seems to be somebody who is the profile for being a wrong 'un, someone who is, we're told, is our enemy. Then it was a communist, someone who went against the state, didn't believe and didn't do as they were told. Nowadays it seems to be a certain religion, Islam, Muslims, and as I say, I see a few mirrorings, which is how I even stated to the first person I spoke out to about the events shortly after I heard that the bombing in Manchester had happened, that it's funny how I know for a fact that they're going to say this was a Muslim. Same as back then it was funny that it was a communist and someone who, a certain man, as I say, Adolf Hitler, saw as an enemy. And like now with Theresa May and Donald Trump, both, may I say, are unfit leaders. Neither of them know what the hell they're doing. Like a little kid that you give £10 to, go, oh, I want it. When they got it, don't know what the fuck they're going to do, what they're going to do with it. And more mirrorings that, as people know, from after what happened, not just with the Reichstag, but other things which Hitler was proven to be able to not take control, but gets himself legally appointed Chancellor, and then Führer. I do apologise, it has been some 7 years since I learnt about any of this in school, but what happened at the Reichstag, and there were theories at the time, and to people like me and a few others that I know still do believe the theories that maybe he was set up, same as a terrorist, an Islamic terrorist, which I should probably point out, I do not believe whatsoever that Islam is terrorist. Nowadays you just seem to put Muslim and just immediately assume he wants us Westerners to die. I do not believe that that is their aim. I believe, as was shown after not just Manchester, I believe, but other terrorist attacks which apparently was committed by people of the Islamic faith, that not all Muslims are like that. Many Muslims, after what happened in Paris, I believe 2 years ago, reached out a hand to help. And Manchester, I do not want to seem slightly racist, so please do forgive me if I get it wrong when I incorrectly point out or incorrectly identify people as Muslims when they are in fact saints. I believe that's the word. But taxi drivers giving people who were at the stadium or near it free lifts, free taxis. Now, as somebody who knows what it's like to live in a place where one common way of getting around is a taxi, most taxi drivers won't even give you a free ride if you beg them and say that, oh, it's important, I need to get here, this, that. So for people to say that it must be in a Muslim, you are incorrect. But I seem to be rambling on something random, which was not my point in making this video. My point was the similarities. Hitler knew how to get, or how to exploit the German people's problems and their fears. The economy, immigration, the fact that after World War I, Germany was on the bad end of the stick of the Treaty of Versailles. So Hitler knew, and I'm not saying he was a great man, I believe completely different from that, but for all his faults, he did have some intelligence. Well, apart from finally doing himself in at the end of the war, but that is neither here nor there. He knew, and he used his brain to know exactly how to get himself above the game. Same as Theresa May, same as all our politicians these days. I see a lot of similarities between that one act that I keep referring to, the Reichstag fire in, I believe, the early 1930s, mid 1930s, and how that being committed gave Hitler basically a doorway, gave him basically a means to go to say, not just say to the German people, I was right in what I was saying, but also a way of giving reason behind his beliefs. So, like now, and I won't go into how it is really coincidental that these sad, tragic, devastating events have happened so close to when she has called a snap election, I believe. But yeah, you can see how that's coincidental. You can see how it does look a bit bad on her front. And from what I learned yesterday in a conversation with somebody, I don't know if he wishes me to name him, but shortly before the sad tragic events of last week, Theresa May admitted that she did mess something up. That wasn't how it was worded to me, but I do not wish to swear in this video. So my point being in this video is, I don't know the facts. I'm not saying that it was an inside job. I'm not saying that it was a false flag. It may well be. I do not have no evidence to support if I was to claim that. I have no means of saying that that is a definite truth. I am just, as I said in the start of this video, stating my view, my say. And I believe that there are too many coincidences, too many similarities, as you will, that between one thing that helped Hitler rise to power and stay in power until that fateful day in May 1945, when he knew he could not win. I believe, and this is, as I say, my personal belief, that, right, I should probably point out to anybody who thinks I'm just rambling and I'm just some weird guy stood outside a town centre talking into his phone. I don't trust a lot of politicians. I believe they lie. I believe they will do anything for themselves. They are for themselves, no one else. I personally believe they would sell their own mother out if they believed it would give them a footing, and if they believed that it would get them ahead. They would sell their soul to the devil if it weren't proven that they are themselves the devil. I believe that Theresa May, and I believe all her friends, will and could do what they want to get themselves above and get themselves ahead of the game. As I say, I'm not directly accusing them. I do not have any proof that they were involved in any way. But I believe that there are similarities between that. And hey, I'm not exactly an intelligent man. If anything, I would put myself as low intelligent. So yeah, they really must be messing up if someone like me, who did no research whatsoever, could point that out by thinking for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's all it took for me to come to that conclusion. So yeah, I believe there are similarities between what helped evil man rise to power, among other things, but that is another story for another day. And I believe there are similarities to what Theresa May believed could help her stay in power, because she must be smart. She must think that there is another politician saying we could do this, we could do that, and it will benefit us, so that a young mum doesn't have to go to a food bank. So men who have gone to war and come back with arms or legs missing, or invisible injuries. For example, post-traumatic stress disorder. Shell shock, I believe it was called in World War II. So that when they come back from war, so having fought for, personally I would call it an empire. I would say it is Theresa May and all her friends attempting to re-establish some form of British Empire, like America, so we can show our dominance to the rest of the world. But this is just one man speaking. I don't know what anyone else believes, and if you disagree with me, I more than welcome your views. As I said before, I am not a sheep. I do not believe what I am told. I prefer to do my own research. I believe that every man has a voice. When you're a baby, you have no voice. When you get older, your parents, when you're a baby, teach you to stand up and teach you to speak. But as soon as you've done that, your parents don't, but the government and the outside world teach you to sit down and shut up. Like a few others, I do not believe that. I will be doing that. I have a voice, I have 2 legs to stand on. They may not be the best legs in the world, but they can help me stand, and I will stand. I will stand for what I believe in, and this is what I believe in. As I say, if you disagree with me, that is your personal view. I welcome it, I appreciate it. You have your views, same as I have mine. Everybody is different, no 2 men are alike. I also believe that, and I know that I do ramble on about similarities between modern day British politics and Nazi Germany, but come on, there's too much there for all the normal sheep to need to, can't see it, can't hear it, no, I'm not going to speak it. I do not believe in keeping my mouth shut. Ask anybody who knows me personally, I do nothing but run my mouth. I believe that there's something not right with this government. I can't say it could be better if there was someone else. But nearly 23 years on this earth, I'm not saying it was always this bad, or I've always felt it's been this bad. Personally, I believe some things that have been conflicted upon us as a people, we view it as a started attack. Others may see it as retaliation. As I say, I like to do my own research. I will be researching, and I hope that if me speaking has helped to open up anybody's eyes and make people connect the dots together, I will be happy if I have been able to help somebody, at least one person, see the error of our way. But as I say, this is my personal view. You do not have to listen to me. You do not have to listen to me rambling on for, well, this says nearly 20 minutes. I will, as I say, do more research, because as you can probably tell by my stuttering and keep going, this is the first time I have ever made a video like this. I hope at some point in the near future to record some more videos if I feel that I'm just another person whom the state, whom people who are above, the people that a lot of people do not wish to acknowledge, because you are brought up and you are put in this world to not question them people. I'm sure they will put me and people like me down as mad people, or people trying to stir trouble, or try and make a storm in a teacup. But yeah, but I do hope that when people view this, that they do see that maybe I am making some sense. Hopefully some people will believe that I am making sense. Others will more than likely think I am just trying to, as I say, stir up trouble, trying to make something out of nothing, try and make people believe there is something there which isn't. Or maybe, maybe there are people who do have the same view as me. I am literally trying to remember, or trying to think off the top of my head what to say. In the words of a great man, and I'm not sure he would appreciate me calling him a great man, but yeah, in the words of a great man, peace and love.